Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I'm Bahia Arshid, roll number 19, and today we're going to discuss the characteristic of Braj Kachru's inner circle. Uh, why are we studying Braj Kachru's model under what discipline? So it is basically world English is the discipline. English was spoken in different varieties and in different regions. So it is only recently that this field of world English has been established. Basically, in 1985, we had two linguists. One was Randolph Kirk, and the other was Braj Kachru. So Randolph Kirk, he was of the opinion that we should have one standardized form of English, and that English should be followed by all other non-native speakers. That was British English. So then Kachru, he said in 1995 in his paper, he said that no, we have different varieties of English, and all these varieties of English are basically they are linguistically equal. Linguistically equal mean that you cannot undermine a country on the basis of the type of English that are speaking. They are basically you cannot discriminate them. Okay, so if English is spoken in India, it is linguistically equal to the English that is spoken in British. Okay, so then we have Braj Kachru model. Braj Kachru, in his paper, he said that English is using now. He said that we have three circles of Englishes, which we called concentric circles. And he called them the inner, outer, and expanding circle. So, inner circle include all those countries where English is spoken as a native language, where English is the first language of the speakers. For example, we have UK, US, Australia, these are Canada, their English is spoken as a native language. Then we have outer circle. Outer circle include all those countries where English is used, English has an institutional role. Just like India, Pakistan, all type of these post-colonial countries are included in the outer circle. And then we have expanding circle. So in expanding circle, those countries are included where English is not serving as an institutional. It is not playing the role of institutional role. It does not have institutional role, but like it is used as a foreign language, just like in China, Japan, etc. So these are the countries which are included in expanding circle. Now we are coming towards inner circle. The inner circle countries are those in which English was traditionally the first language of majority of the speaker. Majority of the speakers are basically using it as a native language. So the speakers of inner circle are basically the one in charge of providing norms. In charge of providing norms means that they are the ones who create the norms, and then they are spreading it out to the outer and expanding circle. Norms are basically, we can say, the socially enforced rules or expectations, or the socially accepted behaviors. They create them and then they expand it, or then they spread it to the outer and expanding circle. These countries include Great Britain, United States, and Australia, Canada also. Okay, so the inner circle is made up by the countries who belong to the first diaspora. Diaspora is basically, we can say, it is a term which was introduced by the Greek, and it meant the dispersion of through colonization, dispersion of population through colonization. After some time, it took a more sinister meaning, and it meant like the collective trauma. The diaspora meant the collective trauma, but now in modern times, the term diaspora means that it is used to describe how population becomes scattered and develops separate origins in separate geographical location. So a diaspora is then the mass dispersion of population. So Kachru, he features the first and second diaspora of English in his model. Diaspora of English means that the regions, or we have different regions and separate origins of the people, different cultures we have, but the English language remains the same in all these communities. Now, English as a native language countries. English as a native language countries are established when large number of English speakers migrate from other English speaking countries, displacing other languages, both local and immigrant. Now, in the inner circle, we have majority of the people who are speaking English as a native language. So, this ENL countries are basically the ones where large number of speakers migrate. In ESL and EFL countries, like English as a second language and English as a foreign language. English as a second language countries, their English spread through education and through colonization. But in English as a native language countries, here majority of people migrate into a country, and they start speaking English as a native language. So English varies markedly from one ENL territory to another, and often from one region to another within heavily populated countries such as US and UK, a state of affairs which, as travelers knows well, can lead to problems of intelligibility. In the UK, for example, there are significant differences of accent, grammar, and vocabulary between Anglophone visitors to London and many of the local people. Now we have this English as a native language countries. From territory to territory, they have different accent, different grammars, different vocabulary. Even, for example, if you look at the British English, they would say. They will use the word lorry, but in Australian English they will use the word truck, and in American they will use the word trailer, tractor, or trailer, something like that. So in all these countries, English is a native language, but they have different vocabularies. Even within a country like British, we have different accents, different grammars. We have Anglophones, then we have different accents, like just like in Pashto we have a lot of accents. So similar to that, we have in British we have a lot of other accents. People are not even the native speakers cannot understand the different accents and grammars and vocabulary. So these it is obvious that the interdialectical contact tends to speed up phonological change, and new social norms can easily change the acceptability of formerly stigmatized pronunciation. Innovations is therefore to be generally accepted in ENL community. So in ENL community, when interdialectical means is people from different dialects, people who are speaking different dialects of English, they come in contact. So when they come in contact, so obviously they influence each other, and there is the phonological change. So new social norms can easily change, and there is like the previous pronunciation can be replaced by the new pronunciation. So innovations are generally accepted in ENL communities. Now, the criticism on Braj Kachru's model is that Braj Kachru, he said that languages are basically linguistically equal. Okay, but here we can see that the countries like linguist Mediana in 1990 suggested how this model represents an imperialistic ownership of the English language, while Kachru was himself a descriptivist and hoped his model would demonstrate that English does not belong to one standard. The function of inner circle as defined by Kachru suggests how standards created in England or America are the correct ones. So if the grammar that is created in China will be of the least form, so just like he said that languages are linguistically equal, the varieties of English that are spoken in different areas are linguistically equal. But here we can see that inner circle are norm providing, they are providing norms to the outer circle and expanding circle. So it is contradictory in this circle. This model is contradiction in its own self. Then the critics say that it is not always clear to which circle different countries belong. Take for example Singapore, who is perceived to be in the outer circle but is beginning to possess qualities of the inner circle. The Singapore, they were having English development movement, and it was such as that, and now we can call their language as Singlish. So Singaporean people are speaking English similar to that of they are having the qualities of that of the inner circle. So one of the criticism is that different countries, we cannot say that from to which circle this country belongs. So these are the basic criticisms on Braj Kachru's model.